so proud.
In the good old days, this doesn't happen because they used to treat them very, very rough. USA, USA.
Now to a deadly shooting that's inflamed racial tensions in a Georgia community.
23-year-old Elijah Mcclain was out buying iced tea.
From Louisville, still reeling over the death of 26-year-old Brianna Taylor.
The National Hockey League is still behind, but has shown signs of growing and becoming a more progressive league in the past year and a half. In surprising fashion, just days after Minnesota defenseman Matt Dumba gave an impassioned speech prior to the Blackhawks-Oilers game where he took a knee and furthermore was the lone player to protest prior to his team's game against the Vancouver Canucks by raising his fist, well, it's now growing, with more clubs being added to the list. Before the drop of the puck, players from the Las Vegas Golden Knights and the Dallas Stars took a knee during the playing of the Anthem. Those players were Leonard and Reeves from the Golden Knights, and Jason Dickinson plus Tyler Seguin from the Dallas Stars. Noteworthy, neither Dickinson nor Seguin was in the starting lineup for Dallas, but both went to the Vegas blue line and knelt between Reeves and Leonard. This comes just days after trust fund baby Eric Trump tweeted that he co-signed the NHL players standing for the anthem, with former NHL winger Hakeem Aliou replying, "Yo, real talk at Eric Trump, you're the last guy the NHL and hockey world would want support from. It's not real patriotism if you're using it to divide us." Leonard, a man who has tamed his demons of years past and came forward with his story last year, spoke on his decision to kneel. It's not politics. This is human rights. It's not about politics. Noteworthy, in 2016, Leonard wore a Trump goalie mask. He told The Athletic, "I made a mistake once putting the Trump sticker on my mask. It's something I regret now after seeing how divisive things have been." Ryan Reeves, an NHL veteran, a Canadian-American, spoke to the media after the game.
I have the utmost respect for everybody that's gone over and fought and died, for the freedom of this country. Those people go across seas and they go to war, and families are torn apart in these wars. For the freedom of this country, only to come back and find out this country isn't free for everybody. And I think that's where I'm coming from.
Unfortunately, this is a sentiment that continually needs to be stated time and time again.
I have great respect for men and women that have fought for this country. I have family, I have friends that have gone and fought for this country. And they fight for freedom. They fight for the people. They fight for liberty and justice for everyone. And that's not happening. I mean, people are dying in vain because this country isn't holding their end of the bargain up. I've seen videos. I've seen circumstances where men and women that have been in the military have come back and been treated unjustly by the country they fought for and have been murdered by the country they fought for on our land. That's not right.
And maybe in hockey, it is for good reason. The sport has had a reckoning. Like other sports leagues, the NHL has promoted Blue Lives Matter symbology and the thin blue line flag on the ice of their arenas. They did it in Pittsburgh. They did it in Colorado at the Pepsi Center. It shows where the NHL's priorities have been. Everyone's talking about conversation, education, and listening. It's time to start doing something, not just let this be a news cycle and forget about it and do it all over again, Leonard said. Everyone should have the same chance in society. Everyone should be treated the same. I think it's time for whites to step into the battle with their brothers and sisters and make some change, he added. Dickinson then went on the record telling The Athletic, "I've got some people of color in my family. My dad comes from the islands, and one of my uncles is black. It was easy for me, and it was a decision I've been thinking about since everything started, and if I would do that. I'm glad he has, and hopefully, considering the demographic of the sport, the movement continues to grow."